Before we get into these 5 Winter Park Police Department officers' body cam video, I actually need to set the stage for this one, for all this to make sense. Imagine you or I are legally drunk. We hit 2 cars, causing at least $5,000 worth of damage, and then we just hit and run. The cops then catch up to us about a half mile away where we're parked. Then we go to the hospital. Once released, we are given citations or tickets, but actually are never taken to jail. Is that likely to happen to you or me? Very likely not. However, that appears to be the case of a former Winter Park police officer, Matthew Wright, who was DUI in his unmarked patrol vehicle, hit 2 cars on Sunday, March 12, 2023, fled or drove away a half mile away. He was taken to the hospital and released, but he never went to jail. That is the controversy and why this story is of public interest. Let's get into some details from WFTV9 before we see the body cam footage. So this WFTV9 news article starts off by saying, police say a now former Winter Park police detective drove drunk, smashed a city SUV into parked cars, and then he left the scene. He was found a short drive away with his front tire nearly torn off, and you're going to see that in the video here coming up, and 12 empty White Claw seltzer cans under his seat, which you will also see in the video coming up from the body cam. By the time Winter Park police started searching the SUV in the early mornings of March 13th, they knew it was one of their vehicles and one of their own driving. It goes on to say, now former detective Matthew Wright was in court to plead no contest to a misdemeanor DUI citation earlier this month, and this was in July. As part of a plea, prosecutors threw out an additional citation for leaving the scene of a crash. He was given those tickets, but not taken to jail, despite a dozen empty cans found in his patrol vehicle and the damage to 2 parked cars he slammed into a nearby street. Per a memorandum of understanding, the Maitland Police Department took over the investigation into the crash. An officer visited Wright at the hospital after a police report shows he reported having a headache. Once inside the hospital, the Maitland officer noted that Wright didn't have any injuries from the crash itself. From the hospital bed, a report shows that Wright stated he had no recollection of any events prior, during, or after the crash and refused a blood draw. Still, he was not booked into jail. Quote, this officer should have been transported to a hospital, checked off, and then released from the hospital to the custody of the police department and then transported, says an attorney and former FHP or Florida Highway Patrolman, Trooper Jeff Lauder. Lauder questions whether an average person would have been given tickets like Wright or taken to jail. I think that is a fair assessment that the default position in a DUI is that you're going to be arrested and go to jail, Lauder said. That's the default position, and there are very few exceptions to that. So that is the crux of this story here. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the body cam video and tell me after you look at this video if you notice anything that is missing, and I'll explain that after you see this.
That's the color of the car.
The car, I think it had like a flat tire or something that says we're screeching. But if you ask the people behind that building, they have a ring camera, so they're
beautiful.
So it hit this car. What's the second car that got hit?
Taco.
He said, she got a ring camera. Somebody might have it on.
Yeah, there's a neighbor who has a
Well,
ring camera.
by chance did y'all get the tag?
That's sent somebody.
By the time I got
drove
it,
off
he had got loose from this one and hit that one.
Yeah, I heard it before I can grab my phone because I saw them pull off because their tires were screeching, so they messed up one of their tires.
Yeah, listen,
and their bumper
man.
was hanging
Just
off, but
call on the radio. Said look for a car that's driving around here making all kind of screeching noise.
They turned right.
They made a right. They went by the golf course.
So they made a right onto.
It was like a gray SUV.
Webster right there. That light they busted right, bro.
It got a hit.
Listen, that shit hit so hard. I was in my house. I felt it.
Is that paint right now?
So yeah, that'll be a transfer. It's marked from the car
Yeah,
hitting it.
yeah. Take a picture of that. That's the color vehicle right there.
Not like that.
It's like a gray. It's an SUV. I knew. I was sitting
It
there. I
was
saw.
like a gray charcoal
Yeah.
SUV, and it got a hit on the right side of the.
Y'all
and
found
he's
him?
like limping. No encontraron.
Beautiful. Fucking beautiful. Yep.
Where?
The guy's there now.
All over here.
Where is there?
And everything. The guy's there in the parking lot now.
The parking lot of where?
On the University Club?
The University Club?
Yeah, he's there now.
Was it empty?
You find him.
Was it empty?
No, it's now. I see the guy now.
Right?
Yeah.
I told you, I watched the car turn right. Go chase
So
it.
the
I watched
University
TV.
Club is off of.
There after the
Which one?
the next stop.
Yeah. So the University.
Right
is
after
off-
New York?
After New York.
Right after New York, boss.
Okay.
Just make a right, man. You can't miss it. You gonna see
646. I'm being told that
it. You gotta line out, boss.
at the University Club on Webster.
We'll
Yeah,
give you a
I know.
ticket.
I have to fix that.
I can fix it for you. My God. Boss, man, just go get him, man. We good here, boss.
So another officer's gonna come here. I'm gonna go and
Please
look
go
at that.
catch them. Just go catch him.
So that's your car?
No, I'm way up
So
there,
it's your
man.
car?
My 2 cars.
Stay right here. I'm gonna go check for that car right now.
Man, I'm sorry that happened to you, bro.
So get out the road so a car does not hit you. 646-2 Hey guys, out the road so a car doesn't hit you.
That was a hard fucking hit, bro.
I'm looking the baseball game now.
Yeah, no, bro. I'm sitting there, I hear it, I'm like, what was that? Damn, I was like, what the fuck? Man,
Papa
you're
Tooth blur
brand new
attack.
truck, bro.
Alright, so like I said, I'm gonna go check that. Another officer's gonna come here.
All right, no worries. I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, go.
First
go
one's
secure that truck.
30
I can't
Alpha
move, right,
Whiskey Echo Whiskey on a gold Toyota so far. Papa Kilo Papa Mike 05 on a gray Toyota pickup.
White guy, big white guy.
He's probably drunk, bro. Probably drunk. I guarantee that motherfucker. Left the bar.
So both cars, both of these are registered to him. I already ran him. There's his phone number. There is a ring camera of the cars making contact, but otherwise everyone just saw it, and then he followed him. And
We
saw
follow
it.
him and we see the guy on the University Club. But when we go there, you see parts of the car on the street, like a transaxle or something. The car can't move it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We see the car. Okay, let me go back. I talked with someone by phone. I said, hey, and they said, hey, go back. Okay. We go back and left the guy there.
Okay.
So-
I know my partner talked to me, so just real quick. So you saw.
Everyone was inside, and then they heard it,
Okay.
and that's when they came outside and they saw the car driving.
Okay. You saw it hit your 2 cars here.
Yes, when I hear the hit, I open the window and I see the car going back and going to the street. But you can hear the car, the tire sounding. Like the tire was stopped. No transaxle.
Okay. So you saw the car. You see the driver.
When we came back, we turn around on Park Avenue. We go back here. We see the guy on the car. The car he tried to turn on the lights, and I see the car. I see the guy. It's like a big guy in the side of the car, but we can't hear. Sorry, my English bad.
No, your English is fine. Okay. And then this is a hit and run investigation. If you saw the driver again, would you be able to identify him?
Not sure because it's a little bit darker on the
Okay.
road.
Okay. I'm gonna get a case number for you, and I'll be in my car doing a quick little report, put all this stuff in there.
Okay, I need to call now. I don't know, maybe in the morning I call the insurance and everything.
So you can see the damage.
He stopped here.
Okay.
See, here I see a nut here on the tire. He's stopping my truck.
Did this car always have a flat tire?
No, the guy.
Okay.
I used the car this morning. No, this afternoon.
I got I have cans back here.
You got what?
Cans. LT. There's like a ton of them.
A ton of what?
The seltzer cans.
Oh, is it?
They're all under the seat.
Seltzer can?
Yeah, look.
Okay. Seltzer. That's that white claw stuff, right?
Yeah.
his radio and his Exxon body camera, so I'll be taking that.
That's all his, he's got a skater on it.
Let me get that tape.
And then this has anything. Well, here's his mag. Look, this is a,
It's got Gatorade power, right?
yeah, he had powder all over the bottom of this.
You got on your body cam where you found the stuff at, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna need your statement.
Okay, fine.
Okay, from the beginning when you pulled up behind him and saw him jump out and everything.
Yeah, that's fine.
And just, I mean, when you can, when you're done here, start knocking that out because they're gonna
Yeah.
want that.
Yeah.
All right.
You want me to do it now? I mean, I got I think I got all of his, like ammo.
Okay.
That's in that bag over there. Just leave the vest in there?
Yeah, just leave the vest in there.
All
So we just got the highlight bit stuff. We got his ammo, we got his camera, radio, we got a taser.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the mags and I think I got everything else. I don't know.
Did you see the body cam footage? Do you know what was missing? We don't actually have any body cam video from the officer, who apparently knew Wright from the department, when she approached him after the hit and run and met him at his parked vehicle. This article from clickorlando.com sums it up. 34-year-old Matthew Wright was seen by a Winter Park police officer exiting the driver's seat of an unmarked Ford Explorer at University Club of Winter Park, located about a half-mile away from the two vehicles he's accused of crashing into along Pennsylvania Avenue. According to a police report, the officer recognized Wright as a member of her own department and instructed him to stay in the Ford until a supervisor, also observing that he had apparently wet himself. Unquote. Further, the article goes on to say, when a lieutenant of the Winter Park Police Department arrived, they observed Wright had slurred speech and that his breath smelled of alcohol, the report states. Wright said that he had a headache and he was taken to a hospital due in part to concern over a previous brain condition that may have been aggravated as a result of the crash, escorted away from the Ford by a fellow member of the Winter Park Police, according to the narrative, end quote. So the obvious questions here are, where is the body cam video of the female officer when she first approached Matthew Wright in his parked vehicle about a half mile away from the original crime scene? And where is the body cam of the lieutenant that night? I asked those questions of Winter Park Police, and this is the response I got yesterday. The response is, Officer Alvarado was wearing her body camera when she encountered former police officer Matthew Wright. Officer Alvarado did not have her body camera activated as specified per department policy. She therefore received retraining on agency body-worn camera policy and procedures. At the time of this incident, command staff members from the rank of lieutenant and above were not issued body-worn cameras. For this reason, Lieutenant Santos did not have body-worn camera assigned to him. After recent upgrades to our agency equipment, WPPD has recently assigned body-worn cameras to all law enforcement officers in our department. On the night of the incident, WPPD reached out to the Maitland Police Department to ensure we had an impartial investigation of the incident. The Winter Park Police Department holds our officers to a higher standard of the law and expect them to uphold and honor the laws they enforce. Former officer Matthew Wright's actions were not representative of our agency's core values and undermines the trust between the police department and community we serve. So we don't know what was said between the lieutenant and Wright or Alvarado and Wright. So we really can't know for sure if he received any preferential treatment based on what was said, which I have to admit doesn't really help build the public's trust here. My question is, if that were you or me, would the body cam have been activated? Very likely, yes. On Thursday, July 27, 2023, the Winter Park Police Department and the Maitland Police Department shared statements on the crash, both of them referring to Wright as a former officer. First, Winter Park Police, their statement. The Winter Park Police Department holds our officers to a higher standard of the law and expects them to uphold and honor the laws they enforce. Former Officer Matthew Wright's actions were not representative of our agency's core values and undermines the trust between the police department and the community we serve. Lieutenant Lisa Supat, Winter Park Police Department. Here's Maitland Police Department's statement. Matthew Wright was charged with the highest level of crimes given the evidence, which were misdemeanor driving under the influence, Florida statute, which was given as 316.193, and misdemeanor leaving the scene of a crash with property damage. During the course of our investigation, it was determined by the responding fire department that Mr. Wright was in need of medical care, and hospital staff subsequently concurred. In lieu of making a physical arrest, our officer filed criminal charges directly with the Orange County Clerk of Courts through the use of a criminal DUI citation and a criminal traffic citation. Mr. Wright was provided with the court date for his arraignment on both charges prior to the officer leaving the hospital. Issuing notices to appear via criminal citations in lieu of making physical arrest is not an uncommon practice when the offender has been hospitalized for injury sustained during the incident and the criminal charges involved are not felony crimes. With that being said, it is understandable that you may perceive that Mr. Wright was given preferential treatment because he was not physically arrested. However, this was not the case. He was charged with those crimes for which probable cause was developed, and our agency cooperated with the state attorney's office to ensure Mr. Wright was successfully prosecuted. The Maitland Police Department strongly believes that law enforcement officers should be held to the highest standard. Yeah, so the bottom line is Wright is no longer employed with the Winter Park Police Department. He was charged. Wright on July 11, 2023, pleaded no contest and was found guilty of DUI with property damage and sentenced to 1 year probation. And by the way, the hit and run charge was dropped as part of the plea deal. Based on the available information that I could gather, it appears that Wright did not spend 1 day in jail, although that's not really clear, but I believe that's the case. All I do know is that we probably would have seen a jail cell, if it were you or me, the night of that DUI. And body-worn camera probably would have been turned on for us with that parked vehicle. I think that's what people are upset about here, just the inconsistencies here. The public acknowledges he was fired, appears to be a first-time offender, and that no physical injuries happened to the victims, elevating this to a felony. And it appears that this is consistent overall with similar crimes. It's the other things that I mentioned here, which still has the public suspicions about the night on Sunday, March 12th, 2023 in question. So now that you have seen the available body-worn camera videos and heard some of the facts of this case, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next Florida-centric video. Bye now.
For more awesome content, like and subscribe now.